Thanks for the support as a channel member, Paul Thomas. I think we're in the Champions League next season. We'll find out for sure in this episode. But either way, we're in Europe for the first time in Coventry's history. We now need to put together a team that can compete on multiple fronts. We don't want second season syndrome. That would make me very sad. Hello and welcome to Club 2, Part 18 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, it is our season review and transfer special ahead of our first season ever in Europe and at the end of the best season ever in the history of the club. We won a major trophy, only the second one, I think, in the history of Coventry, and also recorded our highest ever league finish at 5th place, which should, I think, be enough to get us in the Champions League. We'll find out for sure shortly. We also maxed out our home attendances, so maybe we'll get a little bit of stadium expansion. Wouldn't that be nice? Although we don't have any money, so that's probably not that likely to happen. Sponsorship actually inexplicably managed to fall slightly over the course of the season, despite us being back in the Premier League for the first time in 30 years. But broadcast revenue increased, as did everything else. Obviously, prize money and broadcast revenue, the big increases. And Illing sells more shirts than anybody, which I find quite interesting. This was our team of the year. So Gerbic in goal, a back four of Eleftherides, Gozzi, De Winter and Aarons, Aranda at the base of midfield, Keating and Irogbenham ahead of him, Hart, Illing and Regis as the front three. Look at the amount of goals those three got between them over the course of the season as well. What good boys they are. Dane Scarlett, though, winning Fans Player of the Year despite never being a regular starter. I think they're sending me a message that they really quite like him. I get a similar message out the comments section most days as well. So Dane Scarlett is Player of the Year. Young Player of the Year is Keating, who also won the Premier League Young Player of the Year. Levi Burrows is signing of the season. He's an English wonder kid. What did you expect? Liam Regis, top scorer with 22. Keating, most assists. Regis, most man of the matches. Keating, highest average rating. And there's your confirmation that Keating did win Young Player of the Year. And Liam Regis was Irish Young Player of the Year. We also broke some club records. Liam Regis setting the record for goals in a match and goals in a league match with 5. He got 5. I think it was in that 8-2 win over Cardiff. Joey Keating's 12 assists are a new club record, as is Colin Hart's £33 million transfer fee, which we might break this summer if we decide to go all in on Lennell Osborne, which I probably shouldn't. But I might. I am a rascal after all. Is there anything else in here we need to be aware of? I don't think there is. Club vision, the board are just looking for us to finish mid-table and reach the latter stages of the Europa League. Very sensible targets. I can definitely get on board with those. We can tell the players that that's what we're expecting to happen as well. There you go. We're going to finish mid-table. They're happy about that. We don't need to talk about Europe or anything else. And now, yeah, let's go to the USA. All jolly good. And now let's look at the squad planet and work out what we need to do. Now, obviously, we already have a goalkeeper coming in. Roger Florentino should hopefully be our forever goalkeeper. He's a Brazilian under-20 internationally, 6'4", and he's got bags of potential. So he'll just come straight in as our new starting keeper. At left back, I'm pretty happy with Amrouche and Eleftherides. At right back, I'm pretty happy with Donnelly and Aarons. At centre back, we've got Burrows, Amrouche, De Winter. Gozzi probably needs to move on, so we can maybe bring in one more centre-back. And bearing in mind, De Winter's now earning 140 grand a week because he has a match highest player clause thing. We might need to sell him and bring in 2 centre-backs. At defensive midfield, it's Aranda's position, and then Andre can just be back up, and that's fine. Centre mid, we've got Masushima and Irogbenham for that side. We've got Keating and Andre for this side. We probably need one more midfielder. Whether that midfielder ends up being Osborne or somebody else, we shall see. Up front, we've got Regis as our starter, Lee Watson as our young homegrown third choice utility attacker. I think we sell Scarlett and bring in another striker. I think that's the plan. And then on the left, we've got Hart and Illing. And then on the right, we've got Namdi and Manuel. And I think we probably move Aguier on. And I think that is a plan. It's a good squad that doesn't need a lot doing to it. But we have got a big pile of cash. Do we throw it all at Osborne? Probably shouldn't. But I might. Oh, what a time to be alive. There is your confirmation that we are playing Champions League football next season. Lovely, lovely, lovely. No increase in budget, so unfortunately, off the back of it. But we are making moves for a couple of players. Blair Duncan is a 21-year-old England international centre-back / left-back. Exactly what we need as the Gozzi replacement. He's got an active relegation release clause with Fulham. So we've swooped in and met that, £22.5 million. So fingers crossed he'll be joining us imminently. I forgot Ebasele joins us permanently this summer. We're going to have to sell him. We've barely used him. And we're also competing with a lot of clubs for Furlis Heilbronn, who is a Colombian international, 19 years old. We are up against Man City, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea. Everybody wants him. We've offered him like double the money that he's asked us for, and offered his agent maximum bribe. So hopefully he's a mercenary and comes to us for the money rather than to any of them for the football. But it's basically all 5 of the Champions League clubs are all in for him. So it's going to be touch and go whether we manage to get him or not. But like I say, we're throwing a lot of cash at him. So fingers crossed. So there's your first 2 new boys in, and what a couple of excellent signings. These are Champions League signings. So Blair Duncan is in from Fulham. He's off at the World Cup playing for England at the moment. He's got another England cap since I last showed you him a week ago. He played in 5 of England's World Cup qualifiers. This guy is a bona fide England international regular at 21 years old, natural at left back and centre back, very quick. Look at the value that it's shot up to after he's come in. He is going to be a top Premier League player. Very happy to have got him in so cheaply. And then Roger Florentino is our Brazilian international. So again, another one who's gone off to the World Cup. Last time I showed you him, he was only an under-20 international. He's now played twice for Brazil, so presumably played their last 2 games. If he goes into the World Cup as their starting keeper, that's exciting. 6'4", loads of ability, loads of potential, and very quickly, I think, will become the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. If he's not already there, he's not already there. But, you know, it won't take long, hopefully. And we got Heilbronn. We threw enough money at him to convince him Coventry was a better option than playing in the youth team of all of those other options. It was all their under-18 teams coming in for him. It was our first team. We told him, I mean, to be fair, we've still only told him he's a breakthrough prospect, but look at the amount of money we've put him on. But still, can I sell Dane Scarlett now? Look at this guy. I know he can't finish, but who cares? He's going to score so many goals. He's as good as Colin Hart. And to say he can't finish, he's been doing all right, hasn't he? What a squad. Now we just need to sell some players, I think. I mean, Scarlett, is there anyone interested in him? There is. Let's see if we can attract some interest on Scarlett. There you go, 27 million. Yeah, we'll take 27 million for Dane Scarlett. De Winter, because of his salary, would be the other obvious one. No one interested just yet. Gozzi has fallen down the pecking order, but we might need to keep around if De Winter goes, so we'll keep him for now. We've just turned down a £20 million offer from Southampton for Eleftherides because both Duncan and Amrouche in my head are long-term centre-backs. So we need to keep him around as a fullback. I actually thought he was homegrown at club. He's not, because he signed from Southend just before I arrived. So we've only actually got 2 homegrown at club players in the squad, which is Keating and Lee Watson. So we have to make sure we keep both of them around. But I think we should be fine registering a Champions League squad. We've got lots of homegrown in nation. But we have pretty much spent up our budget for now until we sell Scarlett and a defender. And then we can do some more transfers. Hopefully, I don't know what else we need, but I'm having a lovely time. This is my favourite stage of a Football Manager save because we're just perfecting an already very good team. Surely we can't actually win something proper with Coventry. I'm enjoying this so much. I haven't even looked at what jobs are available. I mean, Man United would be interesting, but they need to come to me. I'm not applying for them. I'm not looking to leave. I'm having a great time. Well, I said they'd have to come to me. They've come to me. So just to remind ourselves of the situation, I am on £20,000 a week here at Coventry on a 4-year remaining contract. They're going to have to offer me mega money to convince me to leave because we've got other transfers going on that I may or may not be telling you about, depending on whether or not I leave. Dane Scarlett is leaving, though. He's joining Al Ali for £27 million. Also, Oliver Arblaster is joining that club, Willem 2, who I said wrong last year. He's joining them as part of his loan agreement. Annoyingly, both Radoni and Dundala turned down permanent deals, which would have brought in another £35 million between the two of them. That's not ideal, so they're going to be back. But let's not worry about that, and let's not worry about who we're looking to bring in. Let's see what Manchester United have got to say. So, hello, Michael. How are you doing? We will have a chat. What do you think makes you suited to managing a club of this stature? Well, I finished above you last season. End of sentence. I have spent the majority of my career building up smaller clubs. Why have you only worked with a small selection of teams? Because I've been doing this like 5 years. Why do you want to leave your current job? I don't particularly. I'm having a nice time. My current circumstances bear little relation to how I manage your club. Yeah, I'm gonna be quite stroppy. I want them to really want me. I'm not begging for this job. The club would be looking for a candidate capable of performing to competition expectations. Yeah, I do that. We tend to give our managers time and stability. Do you? Get Eric on the front. What? My record speaks for itself. I do. Will I work with their director of football? Yes, I will. Can I marry him? Yes, I'll work with him. What sort of budget do I need for my backroom team? Don't really need one. What are you looking for me to achieve? Challenge for the Europa Conference League, qualify for the Europa League. I mean, they're pathetic targets. Should you be high, the expectation would be for us to compete. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, my word. I now want this job. 187, yeah, £187 million might be enough. A £6 million wage budget. We have a £2 million wage budget at Coventry. Yeah, I guess these might be okay numbers. Am I favourite for this job now? Manchester United, where are they? No, Gerhard Struber is the favourite for the job. I wouldn't be against it based on the information I've just received. Who's this guy? Oh, we've just got a new scout coming in. Thought it was going to be an exciting new player. Should I sign new players now or should I save them for Manchester United? I'm probably not going to get the job because I was stroppy at the interview. Mistakes have been made here, I think. Oh my word, this is all happening so fast. So my board now want a meeting to discuss my future. Man United have approached me. I'm now looking at my potential incoming transfers and thinking, can I cancel them because they're all really good? Especially this guy. I'll take him to Manchester United. How much are they offering me? Oh my word. I'm going to Manchester United. This was not on the cards for this summer. It's a 3-year contract. I'm getting 5 times the money I was on before at one of the biggest clubs in the world with an incredible increase in transfer budget and wage budget. There's really not a discussion to be had. I'm going to Manchester United against my will. Manchester United have kidnapped me. I mean, let's try and squeeze them for every penny they've got. Oh my word. They really want me. 115 grand a week. You know what? That'll do. I'm off to Manchester United. Very quickly. Withdraw. Because I might want him. The other two are probably Coventry level players, but he's quite good. He's someone I might want to take to Manchester United. I need to go and have a lie down. So here we go then, boys and girls. I've been and had my lunch and a cup of coffee and a little walk to compose myself. But Manchester United have it occurred to me while I was doing that as well. This might be the last new job I ever do on this version of Football Manager. Unless it's delayed again, in which case I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about that as a possibility. Chapman lifted the Sky Bet Championship with Coventry in 2029, just last season, and will now be afforded the chance to enhance his reputation by bringing success to his new club. Aren't I great? Let's have a look at what's going on at Manchester United then. So, still with a 4.5-star reputation. A media prediction of 5th place. Last season finished 14th in the Premier League, though. Knocked out the EFL Cup in the 3rd round, the FA Cup at the 3rd round, and got to go through the qualifying rounds for the Conference League. What on earth? Although, to be fair, how are we even in the Conference League if we finished 14th in the Premier League? Is that right? I need to fact check some of this. I don't understand how this club, after that season, how this club is in the Conference League even. I'm very confused. Still playing at Old Trafford, which is still massive, and have state-of-the-art facilities off the pitch. We are rich. We've got a massive transfer budget, one of the biggest wage budgets in world football, presumably, but need to get back to that success that was had in the 90s and 2000s under some Scottish guy. So this is the best 11. There's a few recognisable names in there. Diogo Costa, obviously, traditionally one of the best goalkeepers on Football Manager. They've still got De Ligt and Rashford and Mainu still at the club, and Ugarte, Mason Mount in, 2030. That's your Manchester United midfield. Oh, dear. Scalvini is a big meaty boy, isn't he? And Garnacho's still there as well. Obviously, we've got a few new gens scattered around the place. So it seems like the basis of a half-decent team. I wonder how much me thumping them towards the end of the season had to do with them giving me the job, because we embarrassed them. We put 5 past them. They want me to maintain the club's global reputation, work within those extraordinary budgets, and challenge for the Conference League. I mean, we've got to win. If we're in the Conference League, we're Manchester United. We've got to win that. And by next season, want to become recognised as one of the best of the rest, and within 3 years, winning the Premier League title again. Which I think is fair. 3 years to take Manchester United to the title, no matter what, even if you're starting in the Championship, I think that's fair. I want to have a look at the state of this football club, though. I don't need a press conference. Press conferences are for nerds. So there is. No, we didn't finish 14th. We're 14th in alphabetical order. This game is so broken. We finished 8th. That's how we're in the Conference League. We're not a million miles off the pace. 12 points behind Coventry. 61. 10 points behind Coventry, who are in the Champions League. But we can win the league next year. Easy. Finances, there's a load of money in the bank, a load of transfer budget. Somehow, committed spend is already over that enormous wage budget. So I guess that means there's players coming in, a free transfer striker. I mean, he's 6'4" and fast. I wasn't very excited initially, and then I've seen that he's a 6'4" centre forward with 16 acceleration and 17 pace, and I might just be in love with him. Okay, that'll do. That's insane. How was he not on my radar at Coventry? And how are we spending £6 million on players? There must be some stupid salaries here. Yeah. There's some really, really stupid salaries that we need to deal with at this football club. I don't know how easy that's going to be to do. But there's some silly money being spent. This is the best player at the club. Dodd van der Winden, who is a striker, who can also play on the left-hand side, who came in from AZ a couple of years ago. Diogo Costa, we know is good. Ugarte, Scalvini, Rashford. It does suggest that the core of the team is ageing. I mean, Scalvini's only 27, but 31, 30, 33, 26, 31, 33. We need to invest some youth, insert some youth into this team and get rid of the likes of a 30-year-old Xerxes who should not still be here. That's madness. But we've certainly got the money to do it. There is money aplenty. If we have a look at the squad planner, we're going to have to set up a tactic first. So I guess we'll just use the system we've been using at Coventry. So start with a 4-3-3. Pick our best 11. For now, we're just going to slap roles and duties on. We'll fiddle with this properly at some point, but that looks about right. I mean, you'd probably make him that, and he'd be that. And I'm not having 2 players covering. But otherwise, that looks about right. So if we now have a look at the squad planner and see what we've got in the way of depth. So there's a decent backup goalkeeper. Left back is weak. I wish I hadn't have hoarded all the left backs at Coventry. We could do with one here. I might see if we can bring Amrouche in. Right back again is a little weak. Centre back seems strong. Scalvini and Delict, I think, is a perfectly acceptable starting partnership. Agate at the base of the midfield seems like he gets the job done. Centre mid leaves a little to be desired, but the attack we know is good. Van der Winden's probably going to move out onto the left with the new striker coming in. And then you've got Garnacho on the right. Rashford and Rooney Bargi are both here as well. Gabriel Jesus is just knocking around, just being... I mean, who let you in? What are you doing here? £80 million they spent on him? My word. No debt. Don't know how. I'm going to have some fun here. Season expectations, we'll confirm. Yeah, we've done that. I've declined to meet the press because I'm a cool guy. Right, I think this warrants a standalone episode finishing this transfer window with Manchester United. If we just jump in to see what's going on at Coventry, I mean, they're going to be a little bit shell-shocked that I've walked out the way I have, especially because I'd already signed some really good players this summer. I mean, I'm now gutted that... I mean, Man United were one of the teams I fought off to get him. Oh, it'll be fine. First order of business, scout the entire Coventry first team squad, because we know there's some stars there. We need to see if there's anyone we can somehow lead astray and bring up to Manchester with us. But I've got house hunting to do. I've got a transfer plan to come up with, and we'll crack on with all of that properly in tomorrow's video. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.